Aming. Dukare home digital FM la radio app download Android phone to wala device ol min kam ko laptop aning computer kabona Google Play Store aning Apple Store ye fanse wondi na programme la kabal fansu radio to home digital FM wala su FM ila programme kane dang kabona home digital FM la app to hanibe dulal to mialon ko mobile network ko buka sembo so je bake pour que mona fanyin app la abuka megabyte jamata ka boyla data to Home Digital FM, Jamala Kango.
My name is Keba Omar Jajisi, here representing the Ministry of Works, Transport and Infrastructure. We welcome you, Honorable Minister, to our project site, that is the mausoleum built in respect of an elderly statesman, that is the former President of the Republic of the Gambia, Sir Dawda Kairaba Jawara. Here we have our contracting team, that is GAP consultants, which won the design and build contract for this project, and they also subcontracted it to Bajam, that is Mary. We have our representative here, which is Mary. We have Sirifo, who is the site supervisor here. So as usual, what we do when you come to site first, we give prayers to the elderly statesman here. We can go to the burial place where he is buried, where he is laid. We offer prayers, our prayers there, then we go for our side visit.
For the records, is the ministry that is building?
Yes, this is fully supervised by the ministry. It's a project that is fully supervised by the ministry. Currently, the project is going as expected, though we have some delays which are due to a geotechnical investigation that we sanctioned from the ministry for them to do. That is one of the things that caused the delay. But otherwise, the project is going as planned. As you can see, it's one of its kind in the country, fully built with concrete. And one fascinating thing about it is 9 meters span. Now, hardly you will go to buildings, you see that you have 9 meters between supports. And this project, to be honest, is being built and supervised by the Ministry of Works, Transport and Infrastructure. Yeah. So as I've said in the introduction, we can go and offer our prayers to the elderly statesman. We do that first, then we can.
On behalf of the President, the government and people of the Gambia, we take this opportunity to thank the contractor and all the staff that are spiritedly engaged in this Banjul project to rehabilitate the roads, the drains and the sewage. What we have seen so far, we are extremely very happy with it. Work is progressing well, and that what we can now say is to encourage the consultant, the contractor, and the staff of the ministry that are all working together here to work together as a team to expedite the work so that we can finish the ongoing rehabilitation of Banjul Road sewage and drains on time. This is very impressive what we have seen. What we want to encourage now is to call on the City Council to work with the ministry and other stakeholders so that the roads that have already been done can match with the cleansing exercise that's supposed to be done regularly. And I know the City Council are doing a great work, but we encourage them to have a way of strengthening partnership with the Ministry of Transport, Works and Infrastructure so that we can make this city even much cleaner and nicer. Banjul being the capital city of the Gambia belongs to all of us, and we are all proud to see our city clean and nice like this. But we will be even more prouder if we can see it cleaner and nicer. And that is why we want to see a very strong collaboration between the City Council and the Ministry and other stakeholders to ensure that the progress that have already been registered in the ongoing works can be sustained. We have also recognized that there are a few other roads that are still also being upgraded, also the sewage as well as the drains in those areas. The pressure is very high on the government from the people in those areas because already people have started seeing the benefit of a magnitude of the infrastructure of this type. And as a government, we want to be seen to be quickly responding to the needs of the people. And that is why we want to call on the contractor to expedite ongoing works in some of those areas that they have not started working. But by and large, we are extremely very happy. We are also being told that the technology is being improved, especially in the area where they used to pump the water from the drainage facilities into the canal, the process, sewage. And the machines, we are told, are already here. And we call on the contractor to see how those can be quickly fixed before the rains so that Banjul will not experience the type of flood that we saw last year. But on behalf of the President, again, his government and the people of the Gambia, we thank all those that are involved in this project, that are doing everything possible to deliver this project and on time. Thank you.
Thank you very much. And I also want to welcome His Excellency, the Honorable Minister, who is here to pay his courtesy visit to the project, the Banjul Rehabilitation Project. The Banjul Rehabilitation Project comprises of some components, which is the road itself, and then the sewage and the drains. Before I go further, I also want to call upon the consultant of this project and also that of the contractor of this project to also be able to brief the Honorable Minister a little of the project before we set out to see the site.
The drain is covered, and we are also doing the paving already. So I would suggest that we walk a little bit down the road.
Yes.
So maybe while you are there, you can also talk to the residents, some people who are there who will tell you how the project, how this place was, and how it is now.
And how it has changed their lives.
We cannot clean our beat our own drums,
Yes.
but we want you to hear from the residents the impact of this project on their livelihood. And if you had known Banjul in 2017 and you come here today, you will see a massive difference. I wish I live in Banjul. I live in Kombo. But here they are telling me they don't have mosquitoes anymore.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Honorable,
And
to add to what he's saying, we are faced with few challenges. As you can see over there, this is high tension cable, electrical cable for NAWEC. And several attempts have been made to NAWEC to take off this, as it is a danger. And it has stopped us from doing any work on that side, which is also inclusive of what is supposed to be here. So these are key stakeholders to be part of the project, and it's something that we want you to also take note of as also a challenge on the part of the stations. So it's also one of our concerns that you should know about. So maybe we'll take a walk looking at the paved road, the drains, and then we'll go to the other side. So.
It's one of 27 roads as an initial contract. And thereafter, there was an amendment. We added another 17 roads. Today, I can tell you for sure that the initial contract has been completed by 97%. The addendum has been completed by 78%. Overall, we have completion of about 90%. But the project has three components: rehabilitation of the roads, rehabilitation of drainage, and also the sewage system. The rehabilitation of drainage went along with the construction of the roads. What we do with the rehabilitation of drains, Banjul, the problem has always been the drains are always filled up with rubbish, sand, and thereby there is no flow of water, and we have been having flooding over the years. But once we are reconstructing the road, we also rehabilitate the drains and cover them. This time we cover them with tamper-proof covers so that nobody can put trash in it. And so far, I would say all the roads, apart from 3 roads in the original contract, all of them has been done. The other one also, only 3 roads is left. For the sewage work, the sewage system has been in place since in the 90s. And then while the roads are, the sewage system is being implemented, the roads were damaged. But the sewage system was handed over to NAWEC. That over the years they have been maintaining them. But what we are having is that the manholes have been blocked. The pipes between the households and the main drains and the seats have been blocked. Thereby you have problem of evacuation of the sewage. In fact, there has been many cases wherein you have the sewage manhole overflowing. And before the start of this project, this was frequent. But now the project came along, most of those manholes have been opened up, desilted, and covered. But then we have another problem with the sewage system. We have 2 pump stations. There is one in the Brikama, there is another one at the Bone Road, at this place here, Box Bar. What happened is all the sewage from the households and the south of Banjul go to Brikama. And then they are pumped to the pump house here in the Box Bar. And then all the sewage are now pumped into the sea through a pipe that goes underneath this building that you can see from there. And from the soil line, it's about 800 meters where it discharges. But there too, we have problem with that pipe. Currently, that's one of the problems we have to fix. But I can say, for the project now, we have only 1 more year to go to achieve completion. We have achieved for the roads over 90%. For the drainage, almost 90%. Your challenge now is to treat the sewers. And then also for the drainage, we have a problem because all the water from Banjul goes into the bone polder. And after the bone polder, they get discharged into the sea through the pump house on the Bone Road. There too also, we are trying to fix the problem. The pump house there was built in 1952. And since then, it has been having problems. In fact, it went to a stage whereby all the pumps were not working, the gates were blocked, and the seawater was going inside Banjul. During the last regime, they were able to rehabilitate it, but what they did, they blocked the entrances. And relying on only pumping. That's why during the rainy season, the pumps alone cannot evacuate the water. Now, this project is going to rehabilitate the gates and put in new pumps. All the pumps are here. We are just waiting to start doing that work so that we don't have flood in Banjul. In essence, this is the project. You will not see the problem now because most of Banjul has been paved now. But I can tell you, there is this thing, the contractor can show you the state of Banjul before this project.
We have some pictures
Some pictures to show you.
neex yàlla xataluñ kenn sonaluñ kenn waaw dañ la dee laaj sax naka nga bugg a comme ñu liggéeyee ko su ko fee ñu leen ma ne mun na am ngeen koo defee nii ak nii ak nii su ko fee gars yi doxalee ko noonu wax di nga neex yàlla koñ bi moom macha allah waaw utee naa sax yeneen koñ yi kontaan nañ ci torop waaw xanaa kañ bi ñaanal rek réew mi yàlla yokk a jaama ji ak salaam bi ministre bi yàlla yombala ko en bi waaw ndik moom wax dëgg neex yàlla ma ko dee déglu programme bi moom dama ko dee follow wax dëgg neex yàlla jàmbaar la waaye na la yàlla jaafare jërë ngeen jëf.
We are honored with the visit of the Honorable Minister of Transport, Works and Infrastructure. My name is Usman Jabate. I'm the Managing Director. The purpose of the visit is for the Minister to gain first-hand knowledge about the situation in the ports, particularly the capacity constraints that we're experiencing. And you may be aware that there's some project proposals that have been launched in the local newspapers with a view to launching the port expansion project. So this visit will accord the Minister first-hand knowledge about what the project components are and the way forward to increase the capacity of the port so that we can provide a more efficient service, being an important gateway for the country's economy. So the whole purpose of the tour is to get the Minister to learn about the challenges we're facing and the expansion project going forward and the impact it would have on the cost of doing business in the Gambia.
What are these components?
Well, three of the urgent components are the extension of the jetty, this current wharf that we are standing. The total length is 300 meters right now, so we want to extend it further 345 meters. So the total length would be 645 meters in order to be able to handle 3 big ships at one time. The other urgent component is the port is surrounded by residential property, and our expansion is constrained seawards because of the hydrodynamics within the area. So our only natural expansion is to acquire those properties, demolish the buildings, and create new container terminal. And then the third and most important is the port digitalization, because we've reached volumes in our industry which calls for IT solutions in our business processes. So these are the 3 urgent components. But whilst we are doing the scoping, and in order to realize maximum value from these components, it was realized that there are ancillary activities that also needs to be roped into the project components. And these are basically the widening of the Bond Road, which is the main access that leads from the highway into the port of Banjul, and also to relocate the Banjul ferry terminal. Because the jetty, the way it is proposed to be aligned northwards, that's this direction towards Bara from its present location, is going to affect the ferry lane. So that means naturally the Banjul ferry terminal has to be relocated, either towards near the car power end or somewhere around Radio Seed. And another component is to do the river transport. There are plans to set up an inland port at Basse because of the economic activity around the area. And most of our traffic, about 16% of our volume, is transit cargo. And trucks are having to travel from third countries up to Banjul to pick up cargo and return. So the idea is to set up a logistics platform in Basse and do a dry port, where goods destined for third countries will be discharged in Banjul, transported upriver by river barges, and then the trucks will not have to travel all that distance to come to Banjul. They will just stop at Basse, pick their cargo, and then return to their countries. Because the way forward for Gambia also is to utilize river transport, not only for business, but for economic regeneration, because there are as well very vibrant trading posts along the river, which also coupled with the tourism prospects. That's why it makes the river project very interesting for the Gambia. And also enhance our competitiveness as a country, because we're surrounded by big ports and big neighbors. And the only way we can enhance our degree of penetration is to utilize the river. It's more environmentally friendly, and it also has the impact of reducing a lot of load on the roads and also minimize these accidents that are happening on the roads. So in total, these are what the port is looking at immediately.
Thank you.
That cargo gets diverted to Dhaka bound for Banjul. It's all as a result of our capacity constraint, because businessmen are not in the business of losing money. And time value of money is also important, because if you route cargo via Dhaka and it takes shorter, it means your volume of transactions is higher. Then it means the business is more profitable. It's as a result of the congestion. But once we have the capacity, it means we will be able to handle our volume and also increase our competitiveness to serve third countries. Like I said earlier, our competitiveness will be enhanced if we utilize the river transport, because most of the cargo, as a rule of thumb, I mean, if you look at our import volume and the domestic consumption, one can safely say that up to more than 40% of the cargo coming to Banjul is bound for third countries, either through transit, transshipment, or cross-border trade. The way we can enhance that competitiveness is to increase connectivity, and the river is the most viable and suitable option. We are aware about the competition in the sub-region, but the efficiency gains we have in cargo handling process and generally the trading environment in the country is more advantageous compared to other countries in terms of the streamlined administrative processes, a liberal customs regime, and globally the macroeconomic policies that are adopted by government are more encouraging and friendly to businesses. So these are some of the attributes that would make Banjul to be able to survive the competition and regain our lost glory.
So what impact will this new port that is being established in Dakar have to this Gambia Port Authority?
Well, it means we just have to step up our game, like I said earlier, so that we can regain our lost glory. Because most of the cargo that comes to Banjul goes to third countries again. So we are like a supermarket for the sub-region. So that's why we say that increasing the capacity of the port, doing these IT systems, acquiring more land, and using the river transport would enhance our competitiveness. We can take a lot of cargo from Dakar because they are bound for third countries. So that's the advantage that we have. Not that we know we are in competition, but our competitive edge comes in our degree of penetration. And this is where the river is very central in our scheme of things.
So you're talking about losses here. If you can give us a figure in amount, how much did you lose from this?
Well, we can just say in terms of volume, we realized 3% drop in the volume in the December 2021 as compared to the previous year. But that is as a result of the congestion, because if ships stay longer in port, it means there's a backlog. So what you would have normally handled in a normal year would be reduced. Not that ships keep diverting, but because the volume we are handling is going down because of the productivity as a result of the congestion. It means we are not handling our optimal. But once the capacity is improved, all the ships that we are bound to come into Banjul will be increased. It's a factor of time. If you're coming to Banjul spending 14 days, and on your next call you spend 7 days, it means the turnaround is much faster. So that way we will regain the cargo that we are now been losing, that is get diverted to Dakar.
Everyone, I mean, as you can see today, we have concluded our first day of the tour. We visited the mausoleum that is being built in honor of the former President of the Republic of the Gambia, our first President, His Excellency Sadauda Kairaba Jawara. That project is almost completed now. They are now doing the finishing touches. The museum will be, of course, open to the public in September as promised by the contractor. We look forward to that as a country. And also we are very grateful to the ministry support staff for the excellent work that they are doing at that site, and also the efforts by the contractor to deliver on time and on budget. Then we visited the various streets of Banjul. We have seen the remarkable progress of this Banjul Road and drainage and sewage rehabilitation project. Remarkable project, I can say. It has changed the face of Banjul, and work is in progress. We've been informed that almost 90% of the project has been already completed, and the remaining 10, they are working very hard to deliver on time. Now, we have had some good discussions with the contractor and the site engineers about a number of issues that we have actually witnessed ourselves. This include the areas that are not paved, where people dump all kinds of dirt and rubbish. We also call on the city council, the Banjul City Council, to work with the government and the relevant ministries to start the cleansing process, so that the kind of infrastructure done in Banjul can match with the level of cleanliness of the city. We also encourage the people to embark on some repainting of their infrastructure, so that it can make Banjul a uniquely nice city. I mean, this is something, that will make Banjul a unique, phenomenal nice city. And we have seen a lot of new construction work going on in Banjul. This tells a lot that the city is being revived now. People have shown renewed interest in their own city. Banjul is our only capital city that we have, and we will continue as a government to show interest in its continuous rehabilitation and infrastructure works. The president in particular is very keen on the efficiency of the ports, the port of Banjul. And we were able to visit a number of areas, the jetty and also the container terminal. Now we are at the inland container terminal here on Bond Road. We had a very good discussion with the MD, what they are doing about the expansion, so to reduce congestion, but also to make the port efficient. And this is something that we will encourage. The ongoing tender process that has kick-started, I think, a few months ago to partner with a credible international company. We call on the MD and his staff and the critical stakeholders that are in this to fast-track this process, because we want to make sure that the port is efficient with the appropriate technology that they will use to ensure that we are able to compete and compete effectively with other ports in the sub-region. So we have also visited the services, the landing sites in Banjul, and we have made some observations with the MD, and his team have promised to work on those urgently to make the place a conducive place for the traveling population. Also, we visited the shipyard, and we have seen the tremendous work that they are doing to upgrade the facility. This is a huge investment that the government cannot do it alone, and that is why we will encourage private sector participation to partner with the government. The market, we have a ready-made market for the shipyard already. And if we can have serious private sector participation in this to go into PPP or other models of cooperation and partnership that can upgrade the facilities, that will create a lot of opportunities for the country in terms of job creation, but also, wealth creation for even the shipyard and the port. So we also encourage the foreign fishing trawlers and those trawlers that are in the country to use the jetty dedicated for the maintenance and also the use of the facility. We want to encourage that close partnership between the ministries of fisheries and the Gambia shipyard to encourage those fishing trawlers to come to the right place to do the maintenance and other works necessary. I know that a few of the fishing trawlers have their own scattered facilities, but we want to encourage that they use the facility prescribed for this particular purpose. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, this is in summary what we have. Tomorrow we are going to inspect the ongoing road infrastructure works that are going on, Battle Hardin and the 50-kilometer roads in the Greater Banjul area and other interests under the ministry. But before I hand you over to the MD, I want to take this opportunity to thank all of you for your patience and cooperation. Thank you.
So far, based on what you have seen on the projects that you have so far visited, are you highly impressed, or do you think there is a lot of things we need to be done?
Well, development in general is a continuum. We have to say that we are impressed with what we have seen, but that does not also mean that we don't have room for improvement, and things we have with stakeholders And from our meeting just concluded, and I'm sure they have taken note of those concerns, and they will take those concerns very seriously.
Are you unable to tune into our radio frequency from where you live? Don't worry, the problem is over. Simply download Home Digital FM radio app on your Android phone or devices, including laptops or computers, from Google Play Store or App Store, and enjoy listening to excellent broadcasts from your number one radio station in the Gambia, Home Digital FM, Su Radio. Don't miss your favorite programs from Home Digital FM app, even from whereas with limited mobile networks. In fact, using the app does not use much megabytes. Home Digital FM, the voice of the people.
Nika kolea ko soto pour kan radio muta itabe sirin dameng nsa foyko ila kolea ko bantale dukare Home Digital FM la radio app download Android phone to wala device ol min kamta ko laptop aning computer kabona Google Play Store aning Apple Store ye fanse wondi na programol la kabal fansu radio to Home Digital FM wala Su FM ila programol kanedang kabona Home Digital FM la app to hanibe dulal to mialon ko mobile network ko baka sembo soto je bake pour que mona fanyin Apple la abuka megabyte jamata ka boyla data to Home Digital FM jamala kango.
Home Digital FM 99.9 in Brikama Town. For all the businessmen and women, move out of the darkness, follow the light. Come sell your business with us today. Home Digital FM, let your customers know what you're offering. Be on top of your competitors. Home Digital FM, we will help you stand out. Come advertise with us today for all your businesses. We offer live program coverage both on Facebook Live and on the radio. Exos to sell your products and services. The media is in control. Tell your customers when, where, and how to meet you through Home Digital FM. Don't worry. Do your business. We will sell you out. Call us today on 734-3125 or 200-5770 620-1413 766-8394. Home Digital FM. Follow the light.